Good morning, afternoon, good evening, Mr. Castillo, whatever time you may be watching this. Now, as you can see here, the title of my next piece is Yo Como, or I Eat. Basically, I figure, I know you had said the only, regulation here is it had to be a Mixolydian mode. So I thought, well, it's the Latin genre. It has to at least somehow fit into Latin. You know? So what I did is I formulated my song kind of similar to that of Feliz Navidad. Where, you have the Feliz Navidad part twice. And then you get I Want to Wish You a Merry Christmas. That once. Then it goes back to Feliz Navidad. Now, granted, in that case, it's weird because the lyrics are never different. It's always the same lyrics. The only difference is you have Spanish lyrics and you have English lyrics. But every time it's in English, it's the same lyrics. Every time it's in Spanish, it's the same lyrics. So I'm not sure if that's different verses and different choruses or anything. I'm not even sure which one would be the chorus and which one is the... I would assume Feliz Navidad would be the chorus based off the title of the song, but you never know, because obviously Feliz Navidad is repeated multiple times, more like a verse would be. Or would it be like a chorus and a bridge? Like, I'm not sure how to classify it, but when you look at the lyric sheet, I divided it up by verse, verse, chorus, verse, because I wasn't sure how else to do it. But with my song, a little different is the first two times through the verse are different. The third verse is the same as the first verse, though. So, and then of course the chorus, I suppose, would be in English, and also a little bit longer than the verses. So basically, coming up with a song, I was trying to think, what could I write about in Spanish that I would have an easy time pronouncing the words? I wouldn't, have any difficulties. I was trying to think, what could I do? Then it hit me. Food. I mean, for starters, you got tacos, burritos, enchiladas. That's three foods right off the bat that are already Spanish. We just use them in America because, well, we got them from the Spanish-speaking countries. The foods came from Spanish-speaking countries, therefore they are known as what they call them in Spanish. Which is weird because I feel like other languages don't really call the foods that we come up with different word. Well, I mean the same word. They seem to have different languages. Well, they have different ways of saying food we come up with, but yet other places come up with foods and we adopt their language as the name of the food. It's actually kind of weird. Anyhow, basically that kind of covers all that, I think. Now, the whole verse part is the same. Same notation for each verse. I actually came up with the verse just fiddling around on the keyboard, It's just like doing a little fiddling around, nothing in particular. All of a sudden I came across this and I was like, that sounds good. And I'm doing it again, I noticed, hey, wait a minute, it's Mixolydian. I could use that. So it worked out perfectly that I happened to play something that would have worked in Mixolydian, because I had started on G, and when I got to F, F was natural. The only difference. Which meant, and being F would be the 7th scale degree, that meant it's Mixolydian. So I was like, perfect, I can use this. Alright. Now I just need to come up with words to it. And at that point, I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to do yet. But I had to come up with chorus a little bit differently due to the fact that Jonathan, my brother, was in class at the time, so I didn't want to disturb him by using the piano. Knowing that, piano's not exactly very quiet when you're in a Zoom class. Depending on the volume, of course. But I didn't want to be walking in and out of the music room to go to the keyboard when he's in class, literally a room right next door. So I had to come up little by little for the chorus on the website I use, No Flight. And yeah, I think that covers just about everything here. It's a pretty short song, you know, it's only about a minute. It's short, it's nice and sweet, you know. And due to my entry here, similar to the first song for, I believe it was Rock, how I was counting myself in, you know, in some various means of, you know, some sort of bodily object hitting another part of the body, like the tongue hitting the roof of the mouth or something, or snapping the fingers, or hitting my chest, or whatever I would be doing to make my counting. I think I just actually counted, I'm not sure. Either way, obviously it's a little delayed when I hit the play button, but for the most part, at least it gives me something to work off of, so I can be ready to start playing as soon as it starts. Alright, so I think now that covers everything after 6 minutes of talking. So I'm just going to get another drink of water, as always, and we shall get started. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, I think I just screwed up a little bit somehow. We're going to pause this real quick and make sure I'm in tune or something, because I'm not sure what just happened there. Be right back. Okay, I think I figured out the problem. I think I just accidentally started a little too high or something. Because, obviously, everything other instrument is started on a G. I started an A, and I think though I was holding the right vowels down, I don't think I was quite doing properly. So we're going to start that again. This time, we're going to play it right. And make sure we sound good with the backtrack here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, my valve gets stuck. I'm sorry. I know, this keeps sucking. I keep messing up here. Well, in this case, it was my valve's fault. It decided to get stuck on me. Physical proof. I am not lying. It was stuck. As you can see, it's slowly rising back up. So I'm going to pause again, and I'm going to oil this thing. And I will oil all 3 valves to ensure this does not happen again. I can promise you that. Okay, sorry for the inconveniences. Being that the song is as short as it is, I'm going to start it over again. You know, this way it's fair run for the money, you know what I mean, I think. This time, all the valves are oiled. Spit valve is clear. I'm ready to go. So let's try this again. And you know what they say? 3rd time's a charm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. now I know I messed up a little bit in there, but I know I messed up a little bit, but for the most part, not bad. And if you need, excuse me, if you need to, excuse me, if you need to, you can go back to the part that I was doing before my valve started getting stuck to get what I messed up in the beginning of that take. So basically, go back to the second take if you need to for the opening part because of the fact that I screwed up on the third take. So you can kind of use as those two takes to try and get a quality grade, because obviously some things when you're recording you're going to have those types of errors where you're gonna have those on the spot errors. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. You can't always predict on the spot errors. It's like when you're live. If you're performing live, you can't just start over and go back and do it again. No way. I mean you could. Like I think there's a video of Paul McCartney doing that with Blackbird, my bad, not board, bird. Blackbird. I think he did something very similar where he kept messing up, but at that point it was probably at least the 80s by that point. So it's been at least approximately about a decade since the last time he did it with the Beatles. So at this point, he's on his own. It could have been later than the 80s too. It could have been 90s. It could have been 2000s. I'm not really sure. But I know that he does it like 3 or 4 times before he gets through the whole song. So you're gonna have those scenarios in live performances where you get errors. So if we were in an actual class this semester, what I played is what you get. So if you have to go back to the second take to get some quality from the first part of the song and then use the third take for the rest of the song, feel free. Now this has now been 13 minutes, so I'm going to call it wraps, and I will see you momentarily for the arpeggios, I believe. Yes, arpeggios, I believe, are what I am doing today. So I will see you soon.